Hi there, my name is Sharron Rush and I'm here to welcome you to the Accessibility Summit. I'm very excited that they asked me, but I'm especially excited that you're here to learn about accessibility, because as the executive director of a nonprofit organization called Nobility, I think that accessibility is one of the most important, most challenging, and most exciting fields around the internet and design and all of it. So I welcome you and I'm glad you're here. Now, since 1998, when we started Nobility, I've been talking about accessibility. And I could keep talking about accessibility, and I'm sure that you wouldn't be here if you didn't have some understanding and curiosity about accessibility, how to make the web accessible to everyone, and why it's so important. But I always think, as much as I can talk about it and love to talk about it, the way that people become really passionate about accessibility is when they see the way that accessible technology changes the lives of people who use it. And one of the founding members of my board of directors is a fellow named Jim Caldwell, who's blind and who uses a wheelchair for accessibility. Well, he had a 25-year career at IBM, and when he talks about accessible technology, he says that people with disabilities are the largest minority group in the world, and they're one that anyone can join at any time. And they're also one that if people are accommodated correctly, the minority status completely disappears. So I'm going to introduce you to some folks right now who use technology in ways that are exciting and enlivening, and who want to thank you and welcome you to the group of people who care about accessibility. Thanks for being here. Now, we're going to meet Dave and Jean and Desiree.
I'm Jean.
And I'm Dave. And we're here with the Jean and Dave Show.
And Jean and Dave run a local show on our cable access TV here in Austin, Texas. And it's one of the most exciting and interesting shows around. And often they do pieces on technology.
My name is Desiree Sturdevant, and I use several types of assistive technologies, from screen reading software on my computer to braille displays, note-taking machines that have braille output. But the newest and greatest invention ever that I use is my iPhone. And the biggest deal about the iPhone is that it's fully accessible out of the box. So the way that this works is that there is a little box on the screen that shows what VoiceOver, which is a screen reading software, is focused on. So right now, I'm on voice memos. You can see on the little box that I'm on voice memos. Now from there, I can double tap the phone anywhere on the screen and it opens voice memos.
-20 volume unit. Image.
So, and it's fully accessible, everything on the screen, from the keypad to the keyboard, being able to text message, being able to call people, all of that is fully accessible. So with recent updates to the iPhone, it's now compatible with most Bluetooth keyboards. This happens to be an Apple Bluetooth keyboard. But with this keyboard, I can not only type my text messages and my emails, but I can actually control the phone using the arrow keys.
Social, folder, reference, navigation, folder, business, folder, opening business folder.
This is all using just the arrow keys.
Notes, Safari.
So when I get on the web with it, when I go through email, I can now use not only the touch screen, but I can use the keyboard to control the phone. Yet another feature that was added with the new update to the operating system was support for Bluetooth braille displays. And there's a list of 30 braille displays that are supported by various manufacturers. And I can actually control the phone, read my email, read my books, just using this braille display.
I hope you've seen some demonstrations of the technology at work. An example of what happens when good design meets the technology that makes people's lives so different from what it has been in the past. Because the truth is, the potential for technology to transform the lives of people with disabilities is enormous. People can do things that they've never been able to do before, and it all depends on accessibility. So you're here to learn from the best in the business. I hope you have a great summit, and thanks for all you do.